Holy crap, Oli. Is Donald Trump actually planning on moving 1 million Palestinians to Libya? That's what's been floated right now. We're going to look into this as a bit of a news update. What's up, everybody? I'm your favorite Zionist prince, white colonizer, coming to you live from Israel. Let's take a look at this little news update from France 24 News.
Jerusalem, let's bounce to Washington, D.C., because staying with the same theme for a moment, David Smith, who's the Guardian Bureau Chief, is there. David, great to talk to you tonight. Reports in the past 24 hours, I'm sure, but you switch on pretty much most of the US networks now, talking about reports of this plan by the Trump administration, quote, to move 1 million Palestinians from Gaza to Libya. Tell us about that.
That's right. This is an NBC News report, which certainly has been some pushback from the State Department and White House about. But apparently, according to this report, the White House has been in talks with leaders in Libya about a plan to relocate up to 1 million Palestinians from Gaza. And in return, the US would agree to unfreeze billions of dollars of Libyan funds. They've been frozen, of course, since the uprising against Gaddafi and the civil war that followed about 14 years ago. Since when, of course, there's been a civil war. Libya still has two competing rival governments. Now, all of this fits with what we've been hearing from Donald Trump in recent weeks and months about his idea of redeveloping Gaza, putting it under US control even, turning it into what he called a Riviera of the Middle East. He said that at a press conference with Benjamin Netanyahu in the last few days. He's reiterated that idea of turning Gaza into a freedom zone. Initially, there was talk of moving Palestinians to Egypt or Jordan. Again, neither country was really happy with that idea. So now Libya comes up, but I think still all sorts of problems and objections to this. There's the moral objection that many would say this is, frankly, tantamount to ethnic cleansing, and already there's been criticism of it from leaders of Hamas. And also on a logistical and practical level, moving 1 million people by road or plane would be extremely difficult and expensive.
Very interesting also that President Trump, who probably tweets, I think AI have worked out, probably a small novel every single month, hasn't mentioned anything about Libya yet.
No, indeed. He's been pretty busy on social media, talking about everything from Taylor Swift to Bruce Springsteen, and certainly pushing his legislation with Republicans in Congress. But he doesn't appear to have tackled this one yet. Certainly the White House National Security Council and the State Department both said these reports are untrue. So we shall have to see how this one pans out.
Yeah, it gets very, very personal in some of these messages. Goes into a detail that you do wonder for a president there must be questions about. On particularly Bruce Springsteen, as you say, he called him, quote, dumb as a rock. He couldn't see what was going on, or could he? He's dried out prune of a rocker. Commas.
All right, this is just getting into shitting on Trump. All right, well, there's enough shitting on Trump on the internet. I don't need to cover it on my YouTube channel. Yeah, we all know that Trump tweets some crazy shit. All right, let's get into policy real quick on the Middle East. What's important? Okay. So, couple things that are very important. Let's tackle, because I saw Tim Pool and his team sort of covering this news yesterday, and they also made a comparison to ethnic cleansing. I want to make one comparison, okay? I want to make one quick objective analysis of this whole potential ethnic cleansing of Palestinian things. Are Palestinians a race or an ethnicity? Are they a nationality or an ethnicity? Are they a people group or are they a nationality? Are Israelis a race of people or are they a nationality? First, you have to make that. And here's the thing with all this ethnic cleansing genocide bullshit. You have to be coherent in your argument. Are Palestinians an ethnicity of people or are they a nationality? Decide that first. Because to all my knowledge available, how can a black Palestinian that has roots from West Africa or a Druze Palestinian who has ethnicity from Egypt, or a Northern Galilee Palestinian who has ethnicity from Lebanon, or a West Bank Palestinian and a Gazan Palestinian who have ethnicity from Egypt and from Israelite DNA, how the hell are they all the same people? Isn't that the argument you always give to the Jews? Did the Israelis? We're all a bunch of colonizers from different places. Sorry, hold on. I got a question. When did Palestinians become one group of people? It is a nationality, Palestinians. Some would say a faux nationality. I don't say it's a faux nationality anymore. It is a real nationality. I can't change that. It is a real nationality. To them it's real. I can't change it. But is it a group of people or is it a nationality? Is it one cohesive group of people genetically tied to each other, or is it a nationality? You have to decide. Now, if they're one group of people and it's an ethnic cleansing, then all of Israel is one group of people too. You can't have mixed DNA groups of people in one place be one group of people and then the other not. You have to be cohesive in your argument. If it's not, and it's just a nationality, you tell me what's the issue with this nationality, okay, this group of people who come together under one nationality known as Gazan Palestinians who have mostly Egyptian DNA. What is the issue with them having to leave because they've been radicalized and moving in another group of Middle Eastern people? Not even Israelis. Let's just do for the more argument. What if Israeli Arabs wanted to move to Gaza, which I'm sure many would? What if Israeli Mizrahi Jews want to move into Gaza? We're just Arab Jews, aren't we? At one point, does it become an ethnic cleansing? If an Arab is replacing an Arab, right? Because Mizrahi Jews, we're just Arabs, no? Aren't we just Arab Jews? Isn't that what you always said to us? When does it become an ethnic cleansing? This is my whole issue with this whole fucking Israel-Palestine shit. You have to play mental gymnastics to be on the Palestinian side. You have to play a mental gymnastic game. If you want to come up with an argument for the Palestinian side, you've got to jump through hoops that are ringed with fire. And you got to keep jumping them. And it only gets worse. And the problem is you have these random Westerners covering this thing and they're yelling genocide, ethnic cleansing. For real, explain to me real quick. Are Palestinians an ethnicity? If they are an ethnicity, what am I? What if and I don't want to, but what if I wanted to move to Gaza? I'm an Arab Jew. Don't I replace a Palestinian with the same ethnicity? I'm an Arab. He's an Arab. Aren't Palestinians Arabs? Or are they something completely different? This is an important conversation to be had. Because if we're going to cry ethnic cleansing, okay, and first of all, they say it'll be impossible and very hard to move 1 million Palestinians. Damn, it was pretty easy for the Arabs to ethnically cleanse 1 million 1 million Mizrahi Jews from the Middle East. And that was before we had transportation we have today. This was in the turn of the century. It was pretty damn easy for 1 million Mizrahi Jews to be displaced from the Middle East. I'm just saying. What is it, an ethnicity or is it not? You got to make up your decision. You got to decide. You can't just make these bullshit statements. You have to tell me right now that Palestinians are their own unique ethnicity. But then I'm going to start questioning, are they Arabs? Because if they're part of the Arab sphere, aren't they the same as the Libyans? Because those are Arabs too, no? Or are they all colonized by the Arabs? And these are a different group of people. But then what would make this Arab land? The whole argument falls through. The whole entire thing. We could do these jumping jacks all day. But the one thing I can tell you right now is any attempt at trying to find a solution to this Palestinian situation, which is trying to offer them some semblance of a better life, that is deemed immediately with criticism of ethnic cleansing as genocide, is immoral. And it shows that you don't have even 1 inch of compassion in your bones. What do you want to condemn Palestinians to living forever in the Gaza Strip as they keep rebuilding terrorist infrastructure and keep getting bombed by Israel? Is that what you want to condemn? Or you want just Israel to stop bombing and Israelis can just go get fucked? That's your decision. You just want Israelis to go get fucked. This situation is complete and utter bullshit. And I have been saying from the beginning, my ideal situation is not to kick out the Palestinians. I would want them to stay. But there is no better solution at the moment. They are unwilling to work with anyone. They keep feeding into terrorism. They keep doing it. The place is gone. It's far gone. The society there is gone. It is a terrible society. It's horrible. Now, the only other issue, when you think about it, is relocating them to Libya. It doesn't necessarily solve the Hamas issue. Because, in my opinion, Hamas ideology will follow them wherever they go because that is Palestinian ideology. Mark my words. If we successfully move Palestinians from Gaza, Hamas will follow. I promise you this. You will have a Libyan branch of Hamas. You'll have the Benghazi division. I promise you. And the real truth is probably they're going to wreak havoc in Libya to the point where Libyans will just start killing them. That's the reality. And Arabs are not like us. They fucking murder each other left and right. They will not be as compassionate as Israelis are. And trust me, if you think this wasn't compassionate, the war that we've been fighting so far, wait till Palestinians have to deal with their own kin, with their own Arab brothers and sisters. Just wait. Wait, Habibi. Anyways, it's a fucked up situation. I don't know. Everything coming out of the Trump camp right now is a bit confusing, so I'm still sort of, before I'm taking any opinions, it pisses me off when people are like, it's an ethnic cleansing and a genocide. I'm like, sorry, wait one moment. You gotta flush out your what's it called? Your line of thought real quick before you start throwing around ethnic cleansing and genocide, because I'm gonna start throwing it around too. But you wouldn't care because I'm Jewish, right? It doesn't matter. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to support the channel, please do subscribe right now. We're about to hit 400,000 subs. We're like 800 subs away, less even. I want to hit it this week. Let's get it done by Shabbat. Let's get it on Friday, baby. 400,000 subs. Let's do it. I love you guys so much. Thanks for supporting me, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, class. If you believe in my content and want to support me, just know your help is needed. There's a bunch of great ways to support me, being PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, or joining my Patreon community down below. Patreon is the best way to support my channel, and you'll get a bunch of cool perks depending on what tier you join. Another great way to support me is by buying my merchandise on thetravelingclat.com. I regularly drop new merch designs like this beautiful hat or this amazing shirt, where you can support the channel and get something cool for yourself. I also have an amazing Discord community with people from all over the world. Thank you so much for your support.